Hi everybody, welcome to another Fish Keeping Jamaica week of a glance, week 3. For the past 2 weeks, I've been giving you a summary as to what have been happening on my fish farm. Today is no different. Now, what you're looking presently at is my window pond that I am in the process of making. You notice that this week I did not feature any aspect of work on my window pond. I'm just waiting on the Easter break, which should commence about next Wednesday. So I'll be doing extensive work on it. In the meanwhile, the board is being, or should I say, the wood is being soaked into water, which should allow the tannins. Now, at the top of the water, it looks like grease, right? This is as a result of dead organisms that are coming from the mushroom on the wood and some insects that exist in the plant. Okay, I do not know if you can see it, but there's about 200 mosquito larvae in this container. So what I'll be doing today, I'll be actually getting rid of this water, using the water to water my banana tree, and I will be washing off the wood, and I'll be, if anything exists on it in which I need to strip, I will be stripping it. Then I'll be soaking it again in some water for the next week. However, I will be doing so as to ensure that mosquito larvae or the eggs do not mature into mosquito, which will end up becoming pests to both myself, my family, and my neighbors, is to put a little fish in it. And that's one of the ways in which we in Jamaica manage our mosquito, or should I say mosquito population. I did a video in which I'm going to be putting a link to that, where in which I looked at gullies, fish, and drains, and I looked at the fact that mosquitoes breed in gullies and drains. So the government actually put fish within these drains so as to manage it. Okay, so that's it. Now the tannins are the tannins in the wood. It's very dark, and it probably might take a while to actually come out of the wood, but I am not discouraged by that. I know that this will happen, so I'll just continue to soak it a little bit. During the Easter break, I will be going to the river, where in which I will be getting some stones and some sand, and doing some extensive aquascape and hardscape on this. Probably I might end up do an entire week with this pond because I'll be on break. But for the time being, I will just continue to do what I'm doing. However, I know that you were really amazed at the submarine submersible filter which I made last Wednesday. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it was really interesting. I intend to do more projects like that. So let's move on to the next issue in which I dealt with during the course of this week. I focus on my pond cleaning, and I also focus on the fact that the plecos don't eat the eggs or the larvae of the mosquitoes, so therefore a couple hundred of mosquitoes were bred into their containers. Right, let's look.
2 weeks of my plecos in this pond by themselves. Evidence do show that due to the absence of fish, actual fish in the water, what has happened is that several mosquitoes have laid their eggs in the pond, and as a result of that, I'm now guilty of breeding probably a couple hundred mosquitoes. As a result of this, I have decided to place probably about a few swordtail fish in this container so as to help to control the rate in which mosquito breed within this water. This water only have plecos in it. Now the plecos, they don't come up and eat during the day anymore because there's no race to compete with the Jack Dempsey. They eat at their own whim. So by tonight, in the darkness of the night, they will come up and they will consume. What happens also is that there's a lot of vegetation and a lot of algae in the water in which the pleco will actually forage on. The plants are looking really yellow, and the reason why the plants are looking yellow is as a result of the shade in which this spot of the yard get from the sun. So the plants are not really receiving the sunlight in which they normally would. Right? I intend to probably install a pump system, or a pump system, filtering system by the next week. So next week you'll probably see a different system set up. Right? In contrast with this pond, which is my chromide and my saffron tank, the leaves are looking really green and pretty. I am unsure as to whether or not you'll be able to see, but I showed my son them this morning, but I don't know if you can see. Several flies actually exist within this water, which made it really difficult for me to do water change. I share that with you. So there are some. I'm gonna see if I can actually get the camera this to be near. But several flies exist, and I should get some decent sized fish in the future from this pond. There they are. I estimate probably about 100 of them. Right, and the mother and the father actually hover around them as they swim at the base of the pond. They're about a little less than half of a half inch. Right? I'm not sure. I don't think these are chromites. I think these are more like a saffron. Right? Mother hovers at the top, ensuring that they are protected. So this filter is going on okay. I will have to now clean this pond. When I say clean the pan, I mean I would have to like clean the filter. I did not do it last week because time would just not allow me to. Still again, I've been feeding my Jack Dempsey and they are not eating. So I'm gonna again not feed them for the next 2 days to see what's happening. One thing I do know is that they have become more inquisitive. At first, when I just had them with the plecos in here, they wouldn't eat. I mean, they wouldn't eat that fast, they wouldn't come up that fast. They would like hide, and in the night they would like soup up and consume what they consume and go back down into the pipes and the blocks that exist at the bottom. But since the plecos have been moved from this pond, they are just at the base of the water. I mean they are just probably about an inch, a half inch, 2 inches below the water surface. You won't see them because of the way in which the water looks, but they are like looking at me. Right? And my theory is that the pleco was so aggressive that they opted to stay away from me. Friend of mine, a good friend of mine, is like my little son. Right? He had a betta fish that actually laid eggs, and it's the male now that is actually protecting the fish. Right? The bubble nest is there, right? And several eggs. He's really smart. He separated the females as soon as the eggs have actually been laid. As you all know with bettas, as soon as the females actually lay the eggs, if she do try to come near to the eggs, the male will actually beat it to death. So it's separated. And the thing I like about betta, it's not fancy about all of that filtration.
It can live with minimal means of oxygenation. Some more research on bettas. They are very beautiful, but they are what you call in Jamaica, they are fighter fish. So whenever some persons at work ask me if I have fighter fish, they're actually talking about betta fish, right? It's very beautiful, right? And this is another male, right? This, I don't know the color. Probably you can tell me the color. A friend is keeping him in a old abandoned kettle, electric kettle container. Really wonderful, looking really good. I like the coloration, the greenness in the tail, looking very healthy. So he has two studs and one heifer. In Jamaica we call a heifer a female, not a female cow. Right, so the water is looking green, not that it wants to change, but the water quality is suited for the fish as it actually nibbles on the algae as it goes. Right, so the fish are separated, and as soon as the babies become free swimming, he will now have to find another container so as to put it in, because as they grow you don't know if they're going to be males in the batch and then they're going to be fighting. So a little more from this, he's going to have several containers if they are males, a lot of males with different betta fish, and that's the one of the reasons why I am not opting to keep betta fish. But I like them, they're very beautiful, right? But as soon as you start breeding, you're gonna have to start make several small containers filled with water. A little tedious, but very beautiful, very graceful. And one of these betta fish can actually, that's the male, can actually go in a big community tank. I'm going to advise him to get some vinegar and wipe off this so as the tank look a little bit nice. One of the reasons why the water is really green, however, is because it is right near the window, and in during the days when the sun shines, the fish actually, well, the tank actually is right in the pathway of the sun rays, so the water get green. Not that it is messy or anything, it's clean on a regular basis, probably twice a week. Fish is very active, swims very nicely, no sign of health issues. You fed at least once a day. You don't want to overfeed it too much because it's only one fish. So this is really here from Fish Keeping Jamaica, just giving you a visit in which I just giving you a tip of a visit in which I went to a friend of mine. I hope that this video was of interest, and hit me up with a comment on the top. I'm just really so anxious to see these eggs actually hatch. They are all in the bubble nest, and eventually he become a fish farmer like me with probably about 10 or 20 of these same grass stand. Thank you very much again. Bye bye. Have a wonderful day.
Let's get ready to rumble!
During the course of last week, I shared with you that my Oscar Zeus actually disappeared. I do not know what happened to it. So I actually gave up and I went probably about 2 days after, and I got myself two nice looking Oscar. So I placed my two Oscar in this pond along with my two Demonsonis, because I wanted to separate the Demonsonis, because I know that the Demonsonis are very hostile. I wanted to separate them from my Menganos. Now, during the course of the week, I fed them. I actually
look at my fish during the night, and I realized that my Demonsoni was swimming. One of my Demonsoni was swimming up here while the other one was at the side. That's a typical thing for them to be at the side sleeping, right? So one of my Demonsonis was right here, and when I was actually looking at the fish, shining light, looking at the fish, I realized that the fin of the Demonsoni actually was partially destroyed, you know, like something was nibbling on it. And then I realized that both my Demonsoni and my Oscar seemed as if they had a fight, right? So I was saying that, okay, the Demonsoni got beat up by the Oscar, so I took out the Demonsoni and put them back with the main Garnos. But a few days after, I actually looked at the Oscar, and I realized that the Oscar itself also had its fin, that's the pectoral fin, was actually, you know, nibbled on as if it actually was in a fight itself. So size for size matters as far as the Oscar and the Devonson is concerned. Here they are huddled together, right? It's about 2 inches. So as a result of that, the 2 Oscars, the pond looks dirty, but most of this mess is not filled that like waste, excreted waste, but it is algae. So what I'll be doing is to change in the water today, and I will allow these 2 Oscars to remain in this pond. I'm not sure if it's a male or a female. I just got 2. I'm gonna get 2 more, and then I'm gonna be putting them into a container by themselves or an aquarium by themselves, so that they can actually find their pair. So my Demonsoni, I actually move because I don't want any to kill the other. They are with my Menganos. My Menganos are also aggressive, but I would not put my Menganos as aggressive as the Demonsoni. So I know that I'm going to have to move the Demonsoni very soon, but they are actually licking from their wounds, so they will not be that aggressive for a bit. So I give them about 2 weeks to recover. So finally, I've actually cleaned my filter for my koi and goldfish pond. The sponge is looking really good. You notice that the container itself still have some green areas, which is what you call algae spots. And what I'm actually emphasizing today is the fact that you never ever 100% clean with soap and detergent and all that your filter container. Now what happens is that many persons tend to, when they are cleaning their aquarium or their tank or their pond, they tend to say, oh, this mess is a lot, I'm gonna have to clean it with brush. And some persons even go to the extreme in which they actually use soap, detergent, right? What you're actually doing, you're actually destroying the beneficial bacteria that may exist within the filtration system. Points to note, beneficial bacteria does not live, or should I say breed, in the water itself. Beneficial bacteria actually stays on the side of the container, whether it be tank, plant, in the filtration system, on the stones, the sponge, to name a few. I'm not saying that you should not wash your sponge. You wash your sponge, right? However, you wash your sponge, you put your sponge, you shake out, probably you can rinse out the container if it's looking really bad. But to take a cloth and actually scrub the sides of the filtration system, that would be a no-no. Because what happens is that the beneficial bacteria will be destroyed, and the nitrogen cycle will actually be destroyed, and in the sense that you'll have too much nitrogen being built up into the tank, because beneficial bacteria would have actually utilized some of that, right? I'm saying it wrong. What happens is that there won't be any beneficial bacteria to manage the nitrates and nitrites in the tank, right? So therefore your fish will automatically be poisoned slowly, right? So these are algae in my pond, right? They're looking very, very nasty to you, but they serve a purpose, because 1, they provide oxygen, 2, they provide live meal for the fish, because you have some insects and some things that swim around and live within the algae,
and the fish kind of come up and they consume them. And they also have some, these insects that is, have some proteins in which the fish need to survive. So never you 100% clean, scrub as new your filtration system. That's one of the reasons why you are advised never to just put your fish in a new container, because the container needs to be conditioned, right? It's a reason, because you're actually building your beneficial bacteria. This is really here for another week at a glance. I hope that this video was of interest to you. Bye bye.